Welcome back, it's Law Society and today we are discussing a very important family law topic, which is child adoption in Nigeria. And as you do know, we have our guest here with us, Barrister D.O. Onyomovigo, doing justice to today's topic. Well, in case you're just joining us, a little recap on how far we have gone. We've been able to establish that child adoption is when an adopter severs the relationship of a child from the natural birth parents to the adoptive parents. We've also stated that there are laws regulating child adoption in Nigeria. We have the Child Rights Act, which is the one in the federal level, and the Child Rights Law, which is the one in various respective states. Now, each state has their own laws regulating it. Delta State law has its own child rights law. Edo State has theirs too, with its own peculiarities. And also, we also discussed about the steps in adopting a child. The first step is for you to make an application, whereby after which you'll be invited for an interview. Luckily, if you should succeed in the interview, then you have access to a child, either a boy or a girl. Also, don't forget that a male cannot adopt a female child. Also, a female cannot adopt a girl child. I'm sure they have their reasons for doing that, probably to avoid sexual exploitations. Also, we also talked about the difference between adoption and fostering. Adoption has to do with you taking the child legally, while fostering, you can also do that without going through the rigors of the law. You can do that on behalf of a particular family. So moving forward, we've been talking about adoption. I would like to know if a person wants to give up his or her own child for adoption, if it's the same processes you go through.
If you want to give your
child up, yes, like a single parent. Yes. For instance, a single parent who doesn't have the means to take care of.
And doesn't want to pass through
at all.
Adoption. Yes. What he just needs to do is to go to the agency responsible for carrying out adoption and register such a child. This is my child. I want somebody that can take proper care of the child. I don't have the means. I don't want the child to be wayward. So they will register the child. If the child is still within a child, not a young girl,
yes,
they can take such a child to an orphanage home. But they will have the registration with them as an agency. So by the time anyone comes to apply for a child, they look at their record and they perfect everything.
Now, a person that gives up his or her child willingly for adoption, is it possible for the person to take the child back later when he or she is financially stable?
It depends on the arrangement, or it depends on the arrangement with the agency.
Okay.
If you are giving out the child and the process of adopting a child is perfected, you can't come back and say you want the child again. Because immediately the adopter apply to the agency, all the forms are filled, he or she has been interviewed, and the agency believes strongly that the adopter is qualified. All the papers are given to her, they apply to court, and court give an order to become irrevocable.
Well, I am not too comfortable with that aspect of the law, because I'm trying to be practical.
Yes.
A single mother.
Yes.
A single father.
Yes.
Who doesn't have the means to. And I'm deciding, for the time being, within a short period of time, I'm not saying I'm totally terminating my rights over the child.
Not give such child that I want this child to be adopted. What such parent can do, can take it to the state. The state will license it and look for somebody that can be a guardian for such child. And that is what we call foster child.
Only a guardian?
A guardian. Not that is adopting the child.
Okay.
They will give such a person a license. It is not everybody that want to adopt.
Yes.
Some want to take care. Maybe they have the means, the livelihood to take care of children more than the one they have.
They have.
They want to show humanity
services.
Yes. In such a situation, they meet the government, such child from that your scenario.
Yes.
So such is the child they will give to that
Adopter.
guardian. Yes,
Okay.
adopter. It's not
Okay.
an adopter.
Okay. A guardian.
A guardian.
Okay.
Yes. But there will be the law will be there that so child is given to so person to help the government to take care of such child.
Okay. Does the natural parent of that child have access? Because in the course of our discussion, you said severe relationship when it comes to adoption.
Yes.
Now, in terms of guardianship, does the natural parents have access to the child who is in the custody of a guardian?
I believe strongly that it will. That is my view.
Okay.
Yes, this is my personal opinion.
Okay,
now.
okay.
I believe strongly that they will have an access, but not to the guardian.
Okay.
Maybe they say always an agency between the person that is giving a child and the person that is taking it.
Okay.
So I would like to see that onome. Okay, my onome, I want to see her.
Okay.
So, okay, wait. Before all these things will come to pass, there are rules and regulations that must have been on ground that both parties must agree to. Such rules that they agree to will also be the rules that they will follow. All right.
Well, indeed, it has been an interesting one, but to make it more interesting by having your say in today's edition of Law Society and I. So right now, what we'll do is open up the lines for you to make your contributions, your comments, and ask your questions. And the lines to call are 080-22931-931. I go again, 080-22931-931 or 081-888-88931. 081-888-88931. If you're watching us on TV, the numbers are right there on your screen. And please do well to move away from your TV or your radio set so we can be able to hear you clearly. Now, before the calls start coming in, I would like to ask a very sensitive question.
Yes.
Is it possible for an adopter to marry an adoptee?
It's not possible. Immediately, an adopter adopt an adoptee. The relationship have changed. It has become like a blood relationship, like father and daughter.
And daughter relationship.
Yes, son and mother. So there is no room for such
carnal knowledge.
Yes, to have carnal knowledge.
There is no room.
There's no room. You cannot even do it because it's the father of the child.
Peradventure it happens. That's where the revocation comes in. Is it possible for it to be revoked?
Let me tell you, even in reality,
yes,
we see biological father that are sleeping with their daughter. So that when you see such an occurrence,
yes,
means that is wickedness, witchcraft.
Witchcraft.
See, because somebody you have called your child, you have adopted her as your daughter, then you go back and sleep with her. It's an abomination. It's an abomination. The child has become a blood relation with the adopter. So anything marital relationship should not even raise its ugly head.
Okay. In the course of the discussion where we're talking about marriage, a man and a woman, for instance,
yes,
are no longer married, not yet declared divorced by the court,
yes,
probably judicial separation.
Yes.
And the woman has a burden to adopt a child, and the man refused to give his consent. Would that affect her being successful in child adoption?
Yes, it's a ground. Your spouse must give consent before the adoption will be successful. Because even the government knows very well that if the man does not give his consent, and you are the wife to the man, the child cannot have a peaceful environment. So the consent of both parties must be sought and granted.
Well, in case you're just joining us, it's Law Society and I on Quest Television and Quest 3.1 FM. And the discussion today has been indeed an interesting one. And the topic is child adoption in Nigeria. Well, in case you're just joining us, the lines are open for you to make your calls, ask your questions, and also your contributions. The lines to call are 080-22-931-931 or 081-88-888-931. Now, I would like to know, is it possible for a foreigner to adopt a child in Nigeria?
The Child Rights Act states that they must be Nigerian. Not just Nigerian, but Nigeria that resides in the same state.
Resides in the same state.
If you are from Ondo State and you reside in Delta,
yes,
and the child is in Delta, you can apply for adoption and will be granted. But you cannot you are from Delta, you go to those states that you want to adopt a child. It's not, there will be restriction. It will not be possible. But you must reside within same state. Both of you must be Nigeria, but both of you must reside in the same state.
Does it really cost so much to adopt a child in Nigeria? Like, do I need to have so much? I'm not talking about the qualifications now, me being of good means, for financial standing now. I'm talking about the process. Do I need to have so much money to do that?
Legally, it does not involve much money.
Okay.
It does not even, it ought not to involve money.
It ought not to.
Yes,
I
but
think I like that word.
Nigeria's situation, maybe when civil servants will come, they say, go and, you know Nigeria's
to
system.
Pay offering, that.
You understand?
Yes.
But normally, it ought not to involve money because it's something, you are helping the society and you are helping yourself. So it ought not to involve money.
Do I need a lawyer to go through this process for me, or I can do it on my own?
You can do it on your own. And if you seek the service of a lawyer, it's just to show you the way, to make it faster, to know the different authority that you will meet, so that such an adopter will not go and fall into the hands of a criminal. So for you to do it legally, the lawyer will be there, the attorney that specializes in family law, be able to give you direction, show you the way, and perfect it for you so that there will be no issues that will arise from the system.
So the process is not a rigorous process.
Anything that has to involve documents, that is rigorous. You go to this place, they will direct you, go to here, direct you, go to here, and before you will file it, the process will be completed, then you file it either in high court or a juvenile court for the adoption to be granted, for an order to give you to adopt the child.
Now, I would like to ask concerning wills and adopted children. Now, what is the fate of an adopted child when it comes to will, knowing fully well, okay, let's put it that way. A disease dies intestate.
Yes.
And the family members are aware that that child is an adopted child. Yes. What will be the fate of that child?
The child has a right in the administration estate of the adopter. It's a child. You can't take it away from him or her. If the family refuse to maybe during partition or sharing, and they refuse to partition or give the adopted child something or part of the property, the child can sue the family and claim what belongs to him.
Does the knowledge of the child's status affect if he will be successful in suing the family to reclaim his rights?
The law states that when a child is adopted, he becomes the child of the house. Even though the child grows up, and maybe they inform me you are not a true biological son, but if the child is aware that he was adopted and the legal steps are taken, the child will sue them because it belongs there. But so most often, people that adopt children, they always right way, and they share it according to their desires.
Now, what are the challenges associated with adopting a child in Nigeria?
Is it to the adopter or to the adoptee?
To the adopter and to the adoptee. So let's start with the adopter.
The adopter, mostly sometimes children that are given birth to and are brought, maybe the environment in which they were brought up or taken care of. You may not really know the background.
Okay, I think we have a caller. Hello, good day. You're welcome to the show. Your name and location, please.
My name is Emmanuel.
Good to have you here. Please go ahead.
I want to ask 2 questions.
Okay.
If a man, like a family, adopted a child, after some time, they now finally have their own baby. What about that? How is he going to look at that child that they adopt? How are you going to do that one?
Okay, can you ask your second question so we'll answer them
And the
together?
second one is that if a parent or a man, something happens along the line and is not capable to take care of a baby, can he give it back to any orphanage so that it can help him take care of the child when later I take it back?
Okay, thank you very much. So on to the first question.
The issue is this: to adopt a child does not mean that maybe you cannot give birth. That is why you adopted a child.
Okay.
That should be clear. Then when you are and some people, because they do not give birth early, because they do also adopt children. In case you adopt a child and you later give birth to your own, the first one that you adopt is your own.
And it's the first child?
That is the first child. Because he has come to stay. The Lord sees him as the eldest child, either male or female.
Or female.
So the issue that I've given birth to my own, that one is not only your own. The first one that you adopt is also your own. So until you look it from that perspective, there will be issue. But the Lord look it that way, that in as much you are passed through the normal procedure, the legal procedure, and the court has granted you order to adopt that child, the Lord see that child as your own child. That is why you cannot marry the child. That is why, in fact, everything that has to do with the child, you look at it as your
biological child.
Yeah, as your biological child.
Okay.
Then coming to the second question.
Yes.
If you give birth to a child, it's what you see that you will eat with him. You can't say because you have a child that the economy is not buoyant enough. You want to take your child to go and meet another, maybe give it out like the scenario you gave the other time.
Yes.
It's not common in Nigeria. What we know most often is that what you see is what you give to your child. The struggle continue. Maybe the child will even grow up and come and take you from your situation that is not palatable
to another greater level.
Yeah, to another greater level. But the truth is that when you look at that child, not being your own child, a lot of thoughts.
They are bound to have issues.
Yes. But when you look at it as your child, you will tell him, anything you see that we are eating here, we manage it. If you can't go to private school, you go to public school. If you can't go to public school, you go and learn work. One must go. Yes. The life continues.
Life continues.
Yes. So that is the situation. But immediately you put it at the back of your mind that this is not my child.
Yes.
It's an adopted child. Issues are bound to happen. But the law look at that child as your own child. You are the father, the biological father, in quote. So you cannot deny
father in quotes. I love that part. Now, before the call came, you were trying to narrow down the challenges.
Yes.
With regard to the adopter and the adoptee.
Yes. Sometimes because of situations that have happened.
Yes.
You adopt a child, later you come to know that maybe the child had some spirits that are troubling the home.
Like witchcraft.
You know, those are some of the fear that adopter always put into consideration. Then sometimes maybe the health challenge, because sometimes you may not know, because of through the biological parents might have inherited some
traces of sicknesses and
some illness that one can inherit. So in such situation, one is bound to meet some challenges as take care of the child, and as the child becomes your own. So those are some of the factors that one may encounter when the adopter adopt a child.
Okay, and with regards to the medical status of the children, is it that the agencies don't do medical checkups for the children before giving them up for adoption?
Under normal circumstances,
yes,
the government is supposed to carry a thorough medical examination to know the status, to know the everything medically that has to do with the child. But trust Nigeria now.
Nigeria, my country.
That's our country. Do we really have, even though if we have the agency, will there be funds available for them to carry it out? Even though if there are funds, are the staff ready to utilize the funds? So those are issues
are there willingness
that affect,
for them to go through that extent?
All these situations that we find ourselves.
Wow, thank you so much. We really want to appreciate you for joining us today. Indeed, it has been an educating and a wonderful time spending it here with you.
It is my pleasure.
Thank you so much. We are really grateful. Indeed, it has been a wonderful time on Law, Society and I, and we must say it's an enlightening one also. Please don't forget that Law, Society and I, it's every Wednesday by 1 p.m. and also on weekdays, Saturdays and Sunday. Thank you once again for joining us. To our listeners and our viewers, we really do appreciate you. See you same time. From here, it's bye-bye.